Hi everyone, welcome to Television Canada, episode 6. It wasn't a planned episode. I just think with everything that's been going on for the last few weeks, I needed to start to touch point with my fans, my followers, on things that are happening. I don't want to make Television Canada political. That's not my point. That's not my my intentions. However, there's things that needs to be addressed, and I think we should do so now instead of waiting for no reason. So for today, what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you want, I'm live for the next 15 minutes, so I might extend it a little bit. If you're going to ask any questions or make any comments on Twitter, you can go on you just need to hashtag TV Canada podcast, all together. And then once I receive them, I'll be able to read them if we do. You can go on Spreaker.com and sign up, and you can be part of the chat, which I have access to. For this time being, I'm just limiting those to those two because I won't have time to go on every screen and find out where the questions are coming from. If you're just now tuning in, thank you for listening to the podcast. Today we have a lot of topics that I want to address. The first thing I want to do is from Canada, from all of us in Canada, we want to say to the family of George Floyd how sorry we are for your loss, how it was it was something that was preventable. It was something that should have never happened to anyone, black, white, Hispanic, no matter whatever. This should have never happened, and it should have never happened at the hands of a cop. And this is not a new issue. This has been going on for years where cops have been shooting black people. I'm going to phrase it this way: shoot first, ask questions later. I know there's a lot more people than just George Floyd that has been a victim of that, but it's one of the rare ones where we actually saw the footage of this asshole police officer with his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And we clearly hear George at numerous times saying that he's in pain, that he can't breathe, and to help. Right now, the information I have is that Derek Chauvin, the asshole that killed him, is in court or is going to be in court. What I'm wondering is the other stupid officers that let him do it, are they going to be charged or not? They should. They're all guilty, every single one of them. And it's a really sad state of affairs when you can't even trust your own police to protect. And there's been manifestations. There's been and they've all been violent, and mostly the police is involved. There's even one recent one where the police actually slashed tires of everyone. So you know what? The public has had enough. I think the U.S. has had enough, and I think there's reforms that are going to happen. Of course, it has to start from the top. So go vote out Trump. He is the poison at the top, and maybe we can finally find a something, a change. We need to see a change, right? What we're seeing now is basically just the same thing over and over. The only difference there is now is that we have smart cameras now. We videotape, so Trump can't blame the media for exaggerating it when we have it on tape. And I'm not going to start with Trump because it will take my whole time. But we need him out. We need him vote him out, and that will solve some of the issues that come with racism and stuff like that. So let's go into TV news, which is the reason why we exist. There's not a lot of news because of the COVID, but as all you all are aware of, Ruby, I was going to call him Ruby Kane, which is not her name at all. Ruby from Batwoman has quit. She left the show, and basically the show is not going to recast the role of Kate Kane, but instead introduce a new character that will take the mantle of Batwoman. And there's been a lot of going around on the internet where people weren't happy with that. I don't understand why, because one, it doesn't erase anything that Ruby Rose did. It opens up a door for Ruby Rose to come back, and it also gives them a plot point if they want to kill her off the air later on, if Ruby is no longer interested ever in doing the role. Then basically, she can come back, or we could, close her arc or kill her off. But at the time being, it's like rebooting the series with another character. And there's also a rumor that was going around that they were going to kill off the character. That has been resolved. There's no killing of the character as of right now. So that's very happy news / sad news, because I like Ruby Rose. But I do understand that she was injured, close to paralysis at the beginning of the season. So, maybe she didn't get as good of an experience as other actors in an action series would have gotten. We love you, Ruby. Anytime you want to come back, you are more than welcome as a fan of the show. So, speaking of shows, The Flash had a news that came out about maybe 2 or 3 days now, where June 10th, about Hartley Sawyer, who plays the role of Ralph Dibny on The Flash. He was fired from the show, so he's not going to be appearing in season 7 because of old tweets that was put online by, well, I'm not going to call them fans, obviously, from about 6 to 7, 10 years ago. I've read the tweets. I'm a curious person, so obviously I read the tweets. They are a little outrageous. They are a little out there, but they're also from the past. And I believe for this world to change, that people do change. And in 10 years, I'm sorry, but someone do change. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Every day we learn. And I truly believe that firing Hartley was a mistake. I think it was in reaction to everything that's going on. And the first action they decided to do is fire him. I'm not personally happy with that. I love the character. We've actually seen him with the rest of the cast in the cast reunion for Stars in the House that you can go and see on Television Canada. That's here right now, and everybody was seemingly getting together, be happy to be all together, joking together. So my question is, was there any on-set issues with Hartley Sawyer that would validate the need to fire him? I mean, a suspension would have done right, an apology, which he did. He did apologize. An apology, an official, maybe, I don't know, a PSA on the matter itself. He was stupid and everything else. Everybody has done something stupid in their lives. I don't understand why something that happened 7 years ago will come and bite you in the ass. And then I will also follow up by saying, well, the tweets were there the entire time. Why didn't the CW and the producers of The Flash not check the tweets of the people you hire if that's so important to you? There's a movement going on right now. I'll have to switch screens on my Twitter if you give me 1 second. Tweets and replies. There's too many tweets. It's not even funny anymore. It was... and of course, I'm looking for it, and I'm not going to find it. Oh, yeah. It's hashtag bring back Hartley. With hashtag justice for Hartley. Listen, again, I understand what he wrote was outrageous. There's some of it that I don't get, and I'm not going to ask him, obviously. But if you also look at the screenshots, there was no answer. There was no dialogue. It was just a tweet that he just sent out, and and I'm not making excuses, but like I said, everybody does mistakes. You learn from them and you move on. You just don't fire someone like that. I just don't agree. I'm a little frustrated that Grant Gustin and Stefan Amell seems to agree with that. When a show is all about people changing and stuff like that, which is the title or the subtitle of The Flash, and you don't even do that for your own actors. Again, if there was on-set actions that were made that were not reported, then they need to be reported and to us and addressed. But if he has never made a racist remark, if he have ever made any kind of misogynistic or whatever remarks, then he should not have been fired for it. So I'm closing this subject because I have a lot of other things to do, to talk about. If you're just joining us, welcome. You're a little bit late, but welcome. I'm just going to ask you guys to, and I lost my page. Just wonderful. Sorry about that. I'm going to ask you guys, if you're going to ask any questions, to use the hashtag TV Canada I'm going to stop with that. Hashtag TV Canada Podcast all together and ask your questions away if you're live. If not, then if you're listening it afterwards, you can still use the hashtag. I'll be probably answering, or you can go on our Facebook page or in televisioncanada.ca. I want to give a big shout out to a soap actress that is not having a good year so far. I mean, nobody's having a good year, obviously. She lost her son a few months ago. I don't remember the circumstances. I'm so sorry. And she had a horseback riding accident recently, and she was very badly injured. Judy Evans, that plays Adrienne on Days of Our Lives, that played Paulina Corleone on Another World, which is where I watched her, is currently recuperating at the hospital. She has contacted COVID-19. Which is not something that's under control no matter what Trump says. She almost lost her 2 legs. She almost got amputated because of it. So she's feeling better. She was on GMA, I think it was this morning or yesterday. And she seems positive, so we're going to send her positive energy, send her love, because, she needs it a lot. Also, I want to do a shout out to Maura West, who plays Ava Jerome on General Hospital, because she answered one of my tweets, which is always a treat when a star does that. A superstar like Maura West. So I love you too, Maura West. And this podcast has now the sponsor. It's toosimple.ca. It's our hosting company that's permitting us to have the website and to be able to do the pod. So if you visit the number 2simple.ca, you can go and visit the website. We have they have many hosting plans. And if you take any regular hosting pads, you have the Weebly site builder for free for a limited time. So sign up if you need a website, fan site, business site, whatever site you need. Go ahead. So we have a few seconds left. Unfortunately, I did not receive any questions, so I won't be able to answer anything. So I'm going to do just a one part today. Please be respectful on social media. Please be respectful around everyone. Racism is not okay. Hate is not okay. Don't lead by example from Trump. Actually do the actual opposite of him, and you'll probably be better off. So I'm signing off. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you guys are listening after the fact And if you share this on social media, sending a print screen to lcwebmedia@gmail.com, and I might send you a special discount for hosting on toosimple.ca. So lcwebmedia@gmail.com with a screenshot of you tweeting this. Thank you.